This is my tribute to Hunter and Romeo. I first met Hunter and Romeo in March of 2024. Hunter was a forgotten horse in a paddock, mostly checked out and not interested in any humans or their company. I didn't know much about him, but I was looking for a horse to work with for my therapy program. When I saw him, I was immediately drawn to him, and I asked the owner if I could work with him. No one really knew much about him or his background. I met one of the riders who used to lease him, but she really couldn't tell me much. It wasn't until I met his former owner, and that was just kind of by chance. She showed up at the barn one evening to feed Hunter some carrots, and I started asking her questions. She was very generous, told me his background, and it was quite painful. He was in pain, he was throwing riders, he even put this woman in the hospital, including he also dumped the trainer. So he was on his way to either being at an auction or euthanized. From what I've been told, he was going to be euthanized. The new owner adopted him because she was looking for a companion horse for her fancy horse. But for the most part, he had a mysterious background, like so many horses that are traded and sold. So I just started creating baseline data to really learn who this horse was. He came out of his shell and showed me. I would exercise him often. I would give him massage using this technique called tweener massage. I even hired a vet to really give him a full examination. That's when I really learned about his severe arthritis and his pain in his back. And that's when we really started to make progress, when I started addressing those things. And then I started really feeling comfortable to bring students. And now you're seeing some of these photos. I've brought a lot of kids to him and adults. We did just fun things. And it was always like, what can we do together and learn together? There was a lot of older adults, really just uncomfortable and had bad experience with horses. And then there was kids. I've had autistic kids and kids just struggling with emotions. I brought my mother to meet Hunter. He really enjoyed that, and so did she. And it was just continuing and building on this. And each day I learned something new about him. And of course the minis were a big component of this. He did not like doing anything alone. And so we did things together. We also went on trail walks together and just explored and see things through his eyes. And that was really where he appreciated I was listening to what his needs were. And I really kind of started to advocate for him and the minis. And then he started to work with the minis. And the minis then became his project. And the three of us just had so much fun. But, even Pixie and Fluff have come a long ways thanks to Hunter. And it was always back to just listen and be at peace together. And then the sound healings were super fun. I did these numerous times, and I'd bring groups in. And Hunter was a master. He knew exactly what he liked and disliked. He was always watching me, and he was helping, and then helping people overcome some of their own issues. And then I also would pick these cards, let them choose these oracle cards that I got. There's my sound bowl, and I use these along with other types of tuning forks. And then this is a really sweet moment when the man who recently lost his wife came to visit, and they went right to him. And they would also just give me these gifts. And again, it all comes back to listening and asking this one question. What is best for them? And they appreciate that. Any horse will appreciate when you start getting this horse-centric mindset, not human. And this is us playing in the arena together, and preparing for a sound healing. This is with my friend, and we went on a ride just on the back property on a bitless bridle. I never used a bit. I used once. I learned that was really not the right thing to do. Then I brought a non-verbal autistic child with Romeo. And again, just exploring the property. It was just always keep it very simple, fun, safe, but really like what would make them improve their life. And again, another sound healing circle in Romeo, he would actually pick up the mallets and play them, play these singing bowls. This was the most incredible. These teenagers at risk, getting to work. Then I had my friend bring her two mares to the barn, and we all hung out together, carefully, of course, but that was a fun experience. And then this young lady did so great, very, and this one also, they loved Hunter, and Hunter loved all of them. They did so great with everything, all these exercises, and this was a big challenge for her to walk with Hunter. He has improved dramatically, and our ritual really was always about just going into this indoor arena, and this is our art studio, more or less, and they're there having fun. And Hunter just always had some trick up his sleeve. He was, no, this is just fun playing around in the trailer. And then both Hunter and Romeo had birds that would come visit them. This is one with Romeo. And so many just beautiful photographers, not just by me, but by others. And I had some of my students braid Romeo and the minis. And just, look at Hunter's reaction. He's always studying and watching. He always had just a very deep curiosity, and he's always wanted to be involved. This is him. He actually cried out once to me when I did not include him in the class. And then here's a little obstacle course that he just was just beaming. And I'll never be able to repay these horses. This was his card, or this is his card, lifting the veil. He has one hoof in two worlds, and that's his best buddy, Galloway. And then our snow bunny, this is Romeo. And then he would often give me these massages on the top of my head. This is definitely the funnest thing I got to do with Romeo, ski joring. Again, he was always trying to play the bowls with his mouth. And then this is Hunter messing with my camera, and then getting Romeo prepared for ski joring. And there we are. We just had I think 2 months this last winter. There's my all-star volunteer. She was working with the minis, and the classroom. This is the barn. So many great photos of all these horses. And this is this really nice group of homeschool kids I got to work with, and then playing with music with them, Romeo and Hunter. I got a speaker on Hunter's neck there, playing with very harmonic music, and group meditations with the horses. And again, this young group of kids, homeschool kids, that did so great. There's a group standing meditation just to honor the horses. And we just went everywhere we could. This was an adult who just did so great, overcoming her personal struggles, and then saying goodbye to a farm worker who had to go back to his home country. Hunter appreciated his help. And I got to bareback with Hunter, and really I've made two incredible friends that will never change. I will always have them in my heart wherever I go, trotting bridleless, and just playing with the sound bowls. And this is the little stallion. He could do anything. And then Hunter had an emergency where he choked, and this is Romeo checking in on him. They have such gifts, and I was able to tap into them. And there's an early morning photo of my buddy Hunter. And again, I'll never be able to repay them for what they've given me.